Hello, my name is Edward Brown of the Courage, Image, and Charisma Institute. And today I want to talk about how charismatic leaders manage internal conflict within organizations. And I wanted to address this issue because in another video I've done, I was talking about team building. And oftentimes when I get emails and phone calls about team building, I want to be very specific about what team building means as it relates to the charismatic leadership model. It means getting people on board for the mission of the organization. It means that individuals, based on their skills and talents that they bring forth in that mission to have value towards the organization, is how we create the team, if you will. But it's not this rah, rah, rah thing that people often think about by going on retreats and doing falling back in somebody's arm as a trust exercise, that somehow that builds and breeds long-term team building inside the organization, or jumping off a rope and into another one and have to rely on another person. Those kind of things are fun and exciting, but logically speaking, how do they actually bring value to an organization? The thing with charismatic leaders is that they realize that people are competitive. People want the resources and the amenities that go along with being successful. And so they create opportunities through incentives for the individual to thrive inside the organization or the mission at hand. And I think that's important to note, because team building oftentimes is trying to get people who don't like each other to work with each other. If I gotta fire you for you to work and do your job, then I'll do that. If nothing else, the fear of losing your job keeps people motivated or inspired to do what they need to do. So it's not even important if people like each other. It's important that we want people to love each other and like each other inside the organization. Fine. That's the best ideal situation. But that's not why we're here. We're here because we want to get a job done based on the objective of the organization. So understand that as a charismatic leader, the charismatic leader manages the process of the conflicts. If there's a conflict, we want to eradicate the conflict. Not necessarily make people like each other, but understand, listen, hey, we've had this conversation before. We're not going to keep talking to you all about the personality conflicts you have. Either you all going to work in this department, or somebody's going to be split to another department, or you're going to have to put you at the door. Because we're not going to have this kind of mayhem going on inside the organization. And I believe that when you become that understanding of human nature, that human nature, as much as you want to be optimistic and positive, that it doesn't always respond to that, because they see positivity and optimism as a weakness sometimes. So when you have the fear factor there, people respond to fear factor sometimes better than positive affirmation. And you have to use whatever tool at your beck and call that you have to achieve the things you want for the organizational aspirations to be manifested. And so I want to be very clear about what managing conflict inside organizations mean. It means that you look at skill sets of individuals based on what they have polished and pruned and cultivated. You put them in roles that they can get the job done for the long-term aspirations of the organization. There will be some competition based on the incentives. If you do this, you get this. Your performance review will be based on such and such. That's competition within the ranks of their responsibility, but also among their peers. So all those things go into how do we get people motivated, or inspired to motivate themselves to be successful, and therefore the organization is had. So I believe that I have to manage conflict in organizations, not necessarily get everyone to agree and be happy and be Pollyanna about the whole situation. No, all I need you to do is remain responsible, focused, and be congenial and civil as much as possible, but get the job done. If you want more information on how to be more charismatic, or what charismatic leaders think, how they act when it comes to productivity, power, and profitability, there's a link below you can tap into to get more information by signing up for it, and you'll get this on a regular basis.